It is 6:34. I will call us to order. And Julie, if you can roll call us, please.
There we go. All right. JC Herman.
Yes.
Natalie Sully is on mute. Elaine Siegel.
Yes.
We're
Right.
here.
And so Andrew is our part of our committee too. Andrew
Yes.
Weimer. Is that how you say your name?
Yes.
Awesome. And do I call Matt Rogers?
No, I think you just note that he's not here and that Martha's not here.
Great.
Martha, Natalie, I don't know if you heard that, but Martha won't be here either.
Okay.
She's not feeling well. Okay. There's no one else here for citizen comments. And then because the minutes didn't really get out in a way that people could read them, I think we table approving the minutes, right? For those the April.
Yeah, we'll have to, because Andrew wasn't official yet.
Okay.
Oh, wait, the three of us were. You, me, and Elaine. That's enough.
But Elaine couldn't read them.
I couldn't read them.
Oh, you can read. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. Do we have to vote on tabling? I forget.
No.
No. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so that brings us to old business. We have a bunch of updates from the last meeting. I mean, I sent you all an email, but I'm feeling very good about the last meeting. I got some comments of people who, are up on the board meetings, and they were happy and impressed at the change in attitude between the committee and the board, and I felt that was really exciting. But so Juneteenth has been adopted according to our recommendations. Ridgeville will follow the federal, the way that is being honored federally. Because the camp schedule had gone out already, it will not apply to this year. We felt that it wasn't necessarily fair to families who had already signed up and paid for camp to shut down for that day. But so we talked about how we will be doing some Juneteenth programming that day with the campers instead. And then starting next year, then it will go through that even if it falls on a weekend, there will be a paid staff holiday, which I was excited about. Does anyone have any questions or comments on that one? Awesome. Natalie, do you want to update us on the recommended equity training for board members?
Yeah, so the board also agreed. Did they vote? I don't remember. But they did, I think they did vote.
Yes.
That any new commissioners, staff, and committee members would do a workshop with the YW Equity Institute. When I went to sign people up, the only one that they had right now was one for May 2nd, and it was full. So I wasn't able to sign anybody up for that. So I'll just keep an eye out. They will update their website as soon as there's more scheduled, and as soon as I find that, I will email everybody and get them registered for whichever they choose to go to. That's it.
Awesome. I just want to throw in there, since we're talking about equity training, Tracy Olasimbo, who's the consultant, Natalie's consultant for marketing and outreach. She did a training for King Arts a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I was really impressed with her. I would love to do some more trainings with her, and maybe in the future we can see if maybe she can do one for staff or something along those lines, or maybe one for the community. We can talk. But I was really impressed and really enjoyed her presentation. All right, any questions or comments on all of that? Awesome, let's keep it moving. Andrew was officially appointed to the committee. You're officially a part of our little push in the district. So thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to have you. And Natalie, do you want to update us on the request for proposal?
Yeah. So the board read through the request. We made some updates to some of the questions that I had for them where I needed some guidance. And we established that I would put out the request with a deadline due date from interested consultants for May 5th, tomorrow. At that point, the board would have almost a full week to review them. Then at the May board meeting, they will make a recommendation based on those application or proposals as to who they want us to interview. We'll do the interviews, and then at the June meeting, we will make a recommendation to the board on which one we recommend and why. And then they'll vote on it at that time. But so that gives them kind of, pre-screening is not quite the right term, but it gives them an opportunity to at least like look through the proposals first and understand who we're speaking to and why and what they bring to the table, based on what is required of them per the request. So that's great. So we all agreed on that plan. I've received one application. I sent it to, we have like an email list of local organizations that we send any kind of job opening to. I also posted it on our website and on social media. I did talk to Tracy at a meeting with her this week and asked her, and I sent it to the Equity Institute to share. And I told Tracy, if she has if she's interested, or if, she has any other outlets where she could help me share that, that would be great. So, I mean, we have one, I know who she is because she had been recommended to me through one of our instructors. And this was after we had already selected Dr. Logan. So I had a meeting with her just to kind of meet her and say hello. And, I didn't have anything at that time. We were working on a contract with him. So I didn't really have anything to offer her in terms of partnership, but I would keep her in the loop if anything ever came up in the future. So I reached back out to her with the proposal. She submitted one. So I don't know what the board will want to do if I don't receive more than one. I don't know if they want to extend the deadline or if they would like for us to move forward with Aisha in terms of like interviewing her. So I don't know if you guys have an opinion on that. If we need to take a recommendation back to the board next week to say, hey, can we, extend this just a little bit more to see if we can connect with more folks. I don't know. What do you all think about that?
Well, without having had a chance to meet Aisha, and I like the fact that she took initiative and was right out there and ready to apply and jump in and get involved. It seems to me that extending the deadline a little so that we have an opportunity to reach out more widely and potentially involve more people and more organizations, just to engage them with the park district. That more engagement is a good idea. And again, without any judgment one way or the other about Aisha's candidacy. Mm-hmm. She may be a perfect fit. She certainly has initiative.
I agree with you. I feel like the board will probably want us to go ahead and interview her. It might be the case that we interview her and we're like, she's great. We don't recommend extending the deadline any further. Or we might interview her and like her and feel like we want to see if we can expand the reach a little bit. So I think it's good for JC to go into the board meeting next Thursday with a plan for that. based on everybody's thoughts here. So that's good.
If we extend it, when does the fiscal year end? I always forget. I'm sorry.
The end of June 30th.
Does this money have to be spent before that?
No, because we are and the only reason I say no is because we're in a weird situation with the levy, where we're not getting taxes on the schedule that we're supposed to be getting them. So Jerry had asked that if there's any major budget item that can potentially be pushed to next year, that would be ideal. So, but if we want to spend it, we can spend it. So if we find the right person, there's no issue with like spending it. But if we don't, this would just be one of those rare times where it's probably okay.
Okay, that was I wanted to make sure that if we do, I agree with Elaine. I think it's worth, if we can, extending it to see if we get any other options. Again, nothing to do with Aisha, but I think having more people is better to see who we think will be a good fit.
Yeah. And yeah, sure. I think it's also worth maybe having a discussion, or at least being prepared for you if the board says, how do you expand your search? What's the answer to that? You know what I mean? Because we all kind of talked about where to post it and what to do with it. We discussed that at the board meeting too. And we did in all those places. So I don't know, I don't know if they'll ask or if that will be an expectation that we have a response as to what we would do next, what would be our next steps to expand. But I don't know. JC, do you think that's important that we?
No, I do. I think it's going to expedite the process if we have a plan in place already. Have we reached back out to Corey and I forget the other woman's name that we interviewed with Tracy?
Rena,
thank you.
No, not to Corey specifically. Rena is a partner consultant with the YW. Yeah, and Tracy said she knows that the Y has shared it with their partners, because it was shared with her and discussed, I think, in a meeting. So I think they have shared it. I didn't specifically send it to Corey, and I know Corey had wanted to partner with somebody else that we never actually met because we decided on recommending Dr. Logan. But so I could send it to her. I could send it to her tonight and say, if you're interested, I can extend this deadline. Maybe.
Maybe
so
we can, right. Or at least to let us know if she's interested, right? Because maybe she's, because she had a lot on her plate in the fall, which is why she wanted to partner with someone who knows, what it looks like now. Maybe we can get it out. And I'm frustrated that we didn't think about this, or that I didn't think about this earlier. Get it to Corey and the other woman whose name I also don't remember. Because maybe even if they're not available, maybe they can, pass it on to somebody else. I other than that, I'm not sure. This is so far out of my territory. I don't know.
Well, and thinking back to the first time we were looking for consultants before the committee existed, Mike Simmons had interviewed, but he's now a state representative, so he's busy. And I didn't send it to him because I don't know that he has the bandwidth for that right now. I think he's kind of focused on, and he has an upcoming election. So I feel like that's, I don't know what's happening there. But I think that was it. That there wasn't anybody else, was there? Dr. Logan, Mike, Pat, and the YW is who we talked to the first time.
I've got one other person I can contact too. I'm I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier.
If any of you do want to send it out, it's on the website now, the updated one with all the questions answered. There's a tab on the far right side of the website that says, I think, contact us. And when you pull that down, there's one that says jobs and bids, and it's on there as request for proposal for an equity consultant. There it is.
JC, we're looking for someone from Evanston specifically.
I mean, not necessarily. I think
Aisha's not from Evanston.
Oh, okay,
just,
Yeah,
I
I think
that's a bonus, but not a requirement.
right.
I think just someone that knows how to work within a community that, like,
Sure.
you know, has this duality that Evanston has
Yeah.
of you know, yeah. Okay, so what if we contact these people, see what we get back between now and the board meeting? If nobody gets back, you know, we can, I don't know what else to do beyond that. And maybe we do, you know, just interview Aisha and see, you know, if that's going to be a good fit. But hopefully if we throw this out to these people that we just talked about, somebody will show interest and we can go to the board and say, if you extend it, we have these people who are ready and interested to, you know, throw their hat in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That sound good to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Anything else on the request for proposal other than just mentioning again what a great job Natalie did with it? I personally, I'm not going to speak for the board, but my impression of the board was that they were also very impressed with what she did.
Well, thanks.
Okay, so that takes us into new business. So the other thing that happened at the meeting last time was Commissioner Rogers, Matt Rogers, had offered to be a part of the committee to take Martha's place. I'm wondering now if maybe there was a misunderstanding that he was going to hop on once Martha's off, and maybe that's why he's not here. But he said that he will take that position until hopefully somebody that would be a better fit in whatever capacity that really means to take over. You know, the board is very interested in seeing more people of color on the REDI committee. And I think the REDI committee is very interested in seeing more people of color on the board. So hopefully we can make that happen all the way around with our, you know, hopefully this push that will happen once we get another consultant in here. In terms of the written, oh yes, Natalie.
I'm sorry, just can I say one quick thing about that?
Yes.
We do have a board spot opening. And there's going to be, I posted it in the Evanston Review that's coming out next week, and it's on the website. And it's in the newsletter. Yeah. So I'm going to send that to the Alder people that represent their wards are in our district. But, you know, if y'all have any, you know, thoughts on posting it or sharing that as well, you know, go for it. It's also on the website. So, you know, I think just like with the equity consultant position, it's good to share it far and wide. Well, I mean, not too far and wide within our little boundaries, but, you know, but to get the word out there, because I haven't heard of any buzz about anybody that's necessarily interested in that appointment yet. So it'll be good to get the word out there.
I have been telling everybody and their mother, like I really have. And mind you, you know, Martha hadn't officially put in her letter yet, so it was pretty vague, but I'm hoping that we can get some people interested and have, maybe a little pool to choose from of it to who to get on there. Okay, anything else on that? That brings us to the written board reports. I just wanted to let you all know one of the things that was requested from Commissioner Rogers was me, essentially putting in writing what I'm going to be reporting to them at the board meetings each month. So I'm going to start doing that so they have everything ahead of time and so they can be better prepared for our meetings, which I think is a great idea. Natalie, I have on here equity consultant again. That was silly because that was a part of the request for proposal. So I apologize for that redundancy. And that brings us to our last item. Is this going to be like a record short meeting? As you know, an Evanston parent, a lot of my networking happens at birthday parties. And I was speaking with another mom who is a District 65 teacher who is also on the equity committee of her school. And, we were just kind of talking about the toll that it takes, doing this work and trying to find the extra time to do this volunteering and coming up against, challenging situations. And we had this idea of, I don't know, the best way that I can describe it is having like a support group for people who are doing equity work in Evanston, so that we have a safe space where we can talk about, what specifically the work that we're doing, but also to kind of get, ideas and to facilitate us to be able to continue doing this work in terms of a self-care piece. And so I just want to throw that out there. I mean, I know that's more in terms of programming with Natalie, but that was something that had come up. And then Natalie, you mentioned and what was it, a workshop that you had done?
Yeah, I was just certified as a mental health first aid. I was certified in mental health first aid. And one of the things that we covered and talked about quite a bit is the importance of self-care. And I think, it's applicable to people who are doing equity work. I think it's important to not just like take time for yourself to do what you need to do to be at peace, but also to talk to each other. I mean, that's certainly something that they discussed is like the importance of having support around you, people that you can talk to. So talking to other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, I think could be really useful.
With the idea of there be a facilitator, either an equity consultant, or maybe even, like a social worker or, something along those lines to help both on the, learning end and the self-care end. I thought that would be a nice thing to have. So Natalie, whatever I can do to help that happen. I don't know. I forget how this whole process happens. It's been a long time since I've proposed.
I feel like this is less of a Ridgeville Natalie programming thing and more of like a REDI committee programming thing. Like this is something that we could all work together on.
Awesome.
And kind of game plan and, figure out how to connect with other entities that are doing or have similar equity missions with us. I think it falls more in the realm of like the committee.
Okay. I like that idea.
So I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know how you want to execute that. I mean, it could be something that like we kind of unpack and discuss more thoroughly, like at the next meeting or the meeting coming up. Maybe we could all go away and think about what a support group means to us individually and come back and have a discussion around that. And then, kind of make a plan. Then once we have a plan, if it's helpful for me to like release it into the world, then I can take it from there.
Okay. I think that's an awesome first step. I think that's something I'm super excited about.
I agree. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was very heated discussions at the birthday party.
Well, I think it's also useful, like, yeah, as a support tool, but also like I'd like to know what other people are doing. Like, I'd like to know what other, park districts or like local units of government or any kind of organization is specifically doing to make changes in terms of, creating equitable institutions. Like, I'm curious. I think we can learn from each other and also like ask the questions that we have and like share, the stuff that we deal with and think about. I mean, the fact that like it's come up more than one time with multiple people that we present as an all-white committee. We're not, but we present that way. I mean, we can't be the only group doing equity work that comes up. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how other people address that, how they recruit more people for their committees or whatever they're doing. Recruit more people of color. Like, I'm wondering what their tactics are to reach out to their community. So I think it could be really useful for us.
I believe, I don't know what it's called, but I think there is an organization in Evanston that pulls groups together that are doing equity work. One of the people that I was going to contact about a consultant was the one that told me about it. So I'll ask her for more details. I'll get all that info.
Yeah.
I might have some contacts. I'll try.
I think it was based a little bit more around like networking.
Mm-hmm.
But let me get some more information. Okay, does anybody else have anything else? Are we like through our agenda in 30 minutes? Yes.
I have a call of the committee.
Yes.
So we participated in Stand Against Racism. Andrew came out, and that was so fun to meet Andrew in person. But it was great. The staff, we all went outside and we held our signs, and people drove by and honked, and all the Oakton kids were out there, and it was really, it always is a really cool event that they do every year. It's just nice to see so much solidarity all along Ridge Avenue, which is pretty cool. And then I also wanted to say we are participating in the PEP Fest, which is the is it PTA Equity Project?
Yes.
I think that's what PEP stands for. Oh gosh, JC, is it June 4th? June 4th is when it's going to be. JC is our fearless leader who's going to hold down the fort that day and lead an activity. If anybody would like to join her, it's a very long day. So I'll send an email to Julie to send to everybody to see if we can recruit a little assistance for her. I would normally do that kind of a thing myself, but my mom she tore her Achilles and she has to have surgery. So I'm going to go home and help her post surgery. So thanks, JC, for doing that. And I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to bring it up also because I was curious. I'm trying to find a way to make like financial equity concrete for kids. I keep looking it up. I keep trying to think it through. If anyone has any ideas, I wanted to have some sort of way that the kids could come to the table. I don't know, like jars and beads, like what it looks like when things are askew, or like that balance. So if anyone has any ideas or can point me in any sort of directions, please shoot me an email. Right now, the project I'm going to do is I'll have a tree that's created that will stay at Ridgeville, but then people can come. We got these circles, and then like the people colored paints, and we'll bring like rainbow paints, and people can choose to put like decorate their circle, and we can add them all together on the tree. But so yeah, if anyone wants to come hang out with me, I'll be there on June 4th. Or if anyone has any other cool ideas for projects too, I am open. Do anyone else have anything they want to say for call the committee?
I was just going to say the same thing that Natalie said, but as a citizen and not a staff member of the Ridgeville Parks District, just to say, it was really encouraging that the staff were out there and supporting Stand Against Racism. So I was very appreciative of the staff. for don't have to do this, but that they chose to do this.
If I forget next year, Natalie, will you remind me? Because I would like to have my school participate in that somehow. I don't know. I don't know how we make that work, but I'd like to have that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe all the preschools in Evanston can figure out a way to participate next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you just register through their site, and then they put together signs for us that I went to pick up, and
Okay.
it's just getting the kids to Ridge. Right.
But if we have it on like the school calendar, then parents, hopefully would be able to meet us out there.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to make something like that work. So
yeah, the kids could all make their own signs. The kids made our signs this year. So normally the Y prints these giant signs. And I went to go pick them up, and they were all made by kids. Kids had made the signs, which I thought was really neat. It was cute.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine, did I see you unmute? Was there something that you were going to add?
Oh, all I was going to say was that I was sorry that I wasn't able to participate in that. I was sitting in a deposition, and I would have much rather have been standing out on the street with a sign. That would have been far preferable. Anyway, next time.
All right, I think that is everything. Thank you all so much, and I think this might be a record time. Julie, can you roll call us out, please?
Yes. JC Herman,
Yes.
Natalie Silly,
Yes.
Elaine Siegel,
Yes, and look how much we got done in this short period of time. It's great. Thanks.
Andrew Weimer.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. Natalie, do you want to hang on for a minute and talk about how this morning went?
Oh yeah, I shot a commercial today. I'm very tired.
Nice.
My call was at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was very far away. It was great. It was fine. I was not featured in this one, which was actually kind of nice. It's a lot less pressure. But it was for the Georgia Lottery. Why they filmed it here, I don't know. But I'm glad they did, because I got paid for it. But it was fun. It was a really long day. We were supposed to be out by 12:30, and I didn't get out till 4. So it was long, but I'm well caffeinated. I was a coffee shop patron. That's it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
I meant to text you earlier. Thursdays are a little bananas in my world. For some reason, it's meeting day and swim day all.
Yeah. Brian is a notorious morning person. He wakes up very, very early in the morning and comes to work at ridiculous hours. And so he started calling me at 6:45 this morning because he knew I was awake. He's like, I know you're awake. You're going to answer your phone. I was like, I am. I've been awake for a long time already. It's really gross. Only he knows not to call me before 9. Well, 8, I guess. But anyway.
That's funny. All right. Well, awesome. Yeah. I'm happy to hear.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Night. Thank you.